What's going on, everybody, and welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I want to be talking about the Seahawks. Oh wow, I just got a notification. Mike Holmgren, Hall of Fame finalist. Let's go for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But anyway, I'll talk about that later. But I was just gonna be talking about the Seahawks. I'm just gonna go over the game and just go over like where we are. I haven't really done a video like this in a minute, so I feel like I have a really good spot right now and a little bit of free time right now. So I thought I would be able to fit this video in. But yeah, I just want to talk about the state of the Seahawks right now going forward as we, continue to enter the playoff stretch and try to find our way in the playoffs and potentially winning this division. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. All right, so, yeah, I mean, I'm still like recovering from that Sunday game. Like that game was insane. Like again, that was a game that we lost but should have won. But I mean, that was a game that we should have lost but won. It's just crazy, but it shows, like I said in my last video, it shows the resilience of these guys, and it shows that Mike Macdonald's coaching is the coaching to go, and we chose the right direction. And I mean, if this was Pete, I'm no offense to Pete, but if this was Pete and he was down 14-0 in the first half, it was over. I mean, because he wouldn't know how to make adjustments to that. Mike, he stayed cool, he stayed calm. Down 14-0. All right. Your offense got a touchdown. Okay, let's go get a stop. I mean, your special teams couldn't get a stop, and your special teams kept selling the game, and you still found a way to win the game. Like that is resilience on Mike Macdonald. That is resilience on the players. Resilience on the rest of the coaching staff. Like that was a game. That's a team-defining game right there because it shows that we are a scrappy team and we are a team that we will come back. We aren't a team that will just, once we're down 14-0, we're just going to fold over and roll over and die. No, we will come back and we will beat you if you give us the opportunity. I mean, the thing is we forced two turnovers. So, like, it was more of what we did versus, I mean, obviously the Jets shot themselves in the foot with all those penalties on the final drive and just overall the second half. But, like, we had that pick six. We forced a fumble that gave us the ball, and that turned into a field goal. Like, that is what we need from our defense. We weren't getting that from Pete the past few years, and you saw on the defense. And this defense is really, really performing well. So, like, overall, it may not seem like we're doing well because the first part of the season kind of tanked our stats, but like we've rebounded. It says we're allowing 337.6 total yards per game. Like, where are we? Okay, we're actually pretty good in passing yard. Or hold up, we're not. We're actually, yeah, we're pretty good in passing yards per game. We only allow just a little over 200 yards passing yards per game, which is pretty good. But it was the rushing yards per game that really got us. But the thing is even though it says that we're allowing 127 per game, that's because of the first 6 weeks, our rushing defense was just horrendous, and we couldn't stop the run to save our lives. But the past 4 weeks have been a completely different story. Dating back to the Rams game, we have allowed, I actually calculated it. Let me pull up my calculator. We allowed 84. Just a little over 84 yards per game, which is a drastic improvement over the first 7 or 8 games of the season, where we were allowing well over 120 yards per game on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So that is a huge improvement, and that's a testament to Mike Macdonald and John Schneider making the appropriate moves at linebacker. I'll say it again, trading Jerome Baker for Ernest Jones, promoting Tyrese Knight and cutting Tyrell Dodson. It's worked dividends for this team. You can see that Macdonald has the guys that he wants. Dodson and Baker were not the guys that he wanted on this team, I guess. And like I said earlier in another video, this is still Mike and John's still learning each other. This is still John learning what Mike wants. And John now knows what Mike likes in a linebacker. So you can see it in Tyrese Knight. A good tackler. He led the FBS in tackles last year. So that's what you need. That's what you need on your team. But like overall, the defense has played absolutely lights out the past 4 games. I'm gonna go by only regulation. In regulation, and I'm gonna get rid of some things because sometimes the defense were put in unfavorable spots. The past 4 games in regulation, the Seahawks defense have allowed 11.75 points per game, so just a little under 12 points per game. Factoring like turnovers by Geno or not by Geno, by the offense, and then by special teams. Like for example, against the Niners, even though we allowed 17, I really only credit the defense for 14 allowed points because there was a pick. It was Geno threw a pick, and it put them in field goal territory, and we basically 3-and-outed them. I think we didn't 3-and-out them, but we limited them to a field goal, so on a short field. And then like, for example, this Jets game, I only credit the defense allowing 14 points. Really, I mean, yeah, they gave up that touchdown against Devontae Adams, and then 14 points sounds right. And then the rest, no, obviously the kick return. Honestly, I might even say 7 points, to be honest, because that was a very short field that when D. Williams fumbled that ball and we got down. Yeah, so I'm gonna say 7 points against the Jets. So really, if I redo the math, I'm actually going to redo the math. So I'm going to change that 14 to a 7. That's 10 points per game. So that means just our defense alone has allowed 10 points per game, not factoring turnovers by special teams and offense for the past 4 games. That is lights out defense. So we'll see what happens going into the Cardinals game next week. I don't expect us to keep the Cardinals to 6 points again, but we'll see what happens. Even if we can limit them to under 20, that'd be great. But I'll preview them later this week, or I'll preview that game, I should say. But this defense has been playing lights out for the past 4 weeks, and I'm hoping it continues to play that way because that's how you win games. That's how you win in the playoffs, by playing great defense. Even if your offense is stalling, if your defense can get enough stops, your offense is going to get it done eventually. Unless you're like the 1976 Buccaneers team, then probably not. But like, other than that, the defense will win you the games. And Geno has won us games. I really only credit him losing us 1 game this year, and that's that Rams game. Lions game, we were missing half our front 7. Giants game, we were still heavily injured. Niners game, we had people coming back, but we were still heavily injured on the defense. Allowed 36 points. Geno did throw a couple picks though, so you know what? That was just a team loss right there. But really, the only game that I truly put on Geno is that Rams game. He threw 2 red zone interceptions. Like I said, that was unacceptable. He threw a pick 6 right in the red zone, so definitely that game was on him. But he bounced back. He beat the Niners. He led a game-winning drive against the Niners. He didn't turn the ball, or he did turn the ball over against the Cardinals, but he corrected himself, and he led a very, very long drive in the fourth quarter to stall out clock and not give Kyler much time to work with. That was good on him. And then against the Jets, he didn't commit a turnover, and he stayed cool, and he did what he had to do. So we'll see what he does against the Cardinals again next week. Hopefully he doesn't, he'll play more clean football. It's just those red zone interceptions, man, those suck. And interceptions in general just suck. And I look at Geno's interceptions, and I know he's thrown the second most picks in the league, but I keep forgetting that half of those picks are actually not his fault. So really, if you're really taking into account turnover his fault, like turnovers that were his fault, I would say probably like 5 or 6 picks are actually his fault. So I know a lot of them were like tipped, and it was just unfortunate. So yeah, but moving on, these are the highest graded players this week. Leonard Williams is playing at an all-pro level right now. PFF thinks so. I looked at his PFF grade. He's like 85, so he's playing he's probably gonna get a Pro Bowl And I don't see any reason why he slows down. Julian Love also is playing at another Pro Bowl level, potentially All-Pro level. He had a great game. I forgot he had that forced fumble on Breece Hall. So that he's just I'm so glad that we re-signed him, and I knew that re-signing him was a good addition to the team. Tariq Woolen had a great game, although there were some times where I noticed he was a little bit lazy on routes, and he still struggles with tackling at times. But still, he had a 79.3 PFF grade, so kudos to him. Kobe Bryant had another great game. He's playing at a borderline Pro Bowl level. I feel like I said, him switching to safety was the best thing to him. That's kind of what Earl Thomas did. Earl Thomas was a former slot turned free safety, and he was pretty good. So obviously, I'm not going to say that Kobe Bryant's going to be on the level of Earl Thomas, but it's showing that he can be used, and he found a spot. So, and then Geno Smith, he had a good game, 75.9, pretty good. According to PFF, he's performing at a borderline All-Pro level. He has a PFF grade of 82. So, that's good for him. I'm glad that he stepped up and he did well against his former team. But I want to move on to this. This is something I got to talk about. We waived Laviska Shenault after 2 fumbles on kick returns. Now, I like this. Obviously, you're thinking, that's off the obvious move. Well, under Pete Carroll, I don't think that would have been the obvious move. The thing with Pete was later on he would just work with what he was giving with and just hope that he could do the same thing he did in 2013 and 2014, and that's plays, physical defense. Then that's the reason why we were one of the most penalized teams. The year we won the Super Bowl, we were the most penalized team in the league because of the way we played, because of the defense we played. Then we switched to Mike, and his defense is more trying to confuse you. Yeah, obviously you want to play hard defense, but his defense is more disguised defense, not brute force defense like Pete was. And that's the reason why Pete's defense eventually declined over the years, because he would refuse to update his schemes, and he would use the same schemes, and you would run cover 2 a lot, predictable cover 2 schemes, predictable cover 3 schemes, and teams ate it up. So, but Mike, he doesn't do that. So, but moving on, the reason why I bring that up is because, like I was saying, I feel like if Pete was still here, he was the vice president of football operations. So remember, he basically had final say of the team and what happened with the team. So I feel like Shenault would have still stayed because of Larry Izzo. The thing is, I feel like with Larry Izzo, that would have never happened because Larry Izzo was an amazing special teams coach for us and special teams coordinator for us. So, he probably would have not waived Laviska Shenault. But this shows right here that Mike is not Pete. Mike does not care. You have a horrible game like this, and you're out. He shows that he's not messing around, and I like that. That sends a message to the rest of the team, like, damn, this could be us any one of these days if we mess up. Obviously not like the veterans like DK or Williams or Geno. Obviously not those guys, but like guys that, like on the O-line. Like, hopefully this sends a message to the O-line, like, oh, crap. Like, this guy got waived for playing bad out. I could be next any day. Like, Laken Tomlinson could be next any day. Because he's been performing horribly this year. So I'm hoping that sends a message to people on the O-line and just people in general that, hey, this guy's not messing around. Mike really is not messing around, and I like that. I love that from Mike, from the youngest head coach in the league, and that's got to say something about his future. So, and then speaking of Mike, like, I got to talk about this because first off, I want to congratulate him. He's expecting the birth of his child. Congratulations, Mike. I know he's gonna, brand new dad. He's gonna come up. He's gonna be coming to Sunday's game with against the Cardinals with not with a vengeance, but with a new passion, a new burning fiery passion. He's a father now, so he's going to be in his bag. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. He's gonna be in his bag on Sunday for sure. And in the meantime, Leslie Frazier stepped in, and I really liked that. And I was reading through this earlier, and Macdonald was one of Frazier was Macdonald's one of his first hires. Is what I'm trying to say. Macdonald made Frazier one of his first hires last winter. The veteran coach who has head coaching experience as well as decades as an assistant coach and coordinator. But he didn't expect to take over, but he knew that his job was to support Mike in any way, and well, this is the way to support Mike, and he knew that, and that's great on him. And the thing about Frazier, and I think the reason why, one reason why that he was one of the first hires by Mike was because he spent time with Mike in Baltimore for a year, and that does things because it shows that Mike looked up to Frazier, and he saw him as someone he could look up to and lean on as a mentor, and he's using him here as that mentor, which is great. And you can see, in just judging off what Frazier's saying, you can see that he's already developing as a head coach. It's been great to see his maturation from back in April when we had our first team meeting, and just seeing how he's evolved and grown as a coach, wearing a dual hat, being the head coach along with handling our defense as well. The way guys have responded to his leadership style has been really, really good. His involvement in knowing when to interject some humor and let them see his personality, along with being able to be stern when he needs to be and demanding at the same time, but also letting the guys be themselves. It's great to watch as he's grown, as well as our team. That's just great to hear from someone who is a veteran and who has, he's a respected coaching presence in this league. He's been in the league. He's been coaching for a couple decades, so it's great to hear that from him, and it's great that he just stepped in and was able to fill in for Mike for the time being. And he honestly said this right here is something I really, really liked. One of the things that really impressed me when we were going down the sidelines, when we were down 14-0 in the first quarter, the guys weren't pointing fingers, they weren't bickering or getting mad at one another. They were really locked in on trying to figure out what we had to do to overcome the adversity we were facing. So like that right there, like I like that he noticed that, and I'm sure he instilled some of this. He helped instill some of this mentality of you're not out of the game until the game is over. The game isn't over until the game isn't over until quadruple zeros on the game clock in the fourth quarter. So I really like to see that, and that's a testament to Mike. Mike saying, hey, I know Mike will always have these guys in the right place at the right time, and I'm sure that's what the players are expecting as well, and what they're thinking as well. Mike is calm, so the players are going to be calm. If Mike's freaking out, then the players are going to freak out. So that's great to see. But once again, congratulations, Mike. I'm happy that you're going to be a father, and like I said, I know he's going to be in his bag on Sunday for sure. So, but yeah, I just wanted to go over the Seahawks a little bit, just go over where we are a bit. Defense is really locked in the past few weeks. Offense has been average, literally the definitions of average. I mean, we are literally 16th in the league in total yards per game. We are second in the league in passing yards per game, but that's because the reason why it averages out is because we are literally bottom 5 in rushing yards per game. But overall, they get to you an average offense, so we're like smack dab in the middle. But our defense has been doing well lately, so we've been winning games. So if our offense can if our O-line just shows slight improvement, our offense can get a little bit better, we'll be good in the playoffs. So we'll be good for the playoffs, I should say, as long as our defense continues to play that it's playing. So, but yeah, I just wanted to preview the Seahawks. I will be making another video this weekend. So yeah, this is all I have for this video. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day, and go Hawks, go Mariners, and go Kraken.